Open for radio. Stay open. This is Larry, aka Bluemanrule, and I want to welcome everyone to Facetious episode 93, recorded on Monday, October 16, 2017, at approximately 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am one of your hosts. I want to wish you a happy National Bosses Day. I am Larry, aka Bluemanrule, joined as usual by my main Demi Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka Real Talk. What's up, though?
Chilling, B.
Chilling.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. I wish I could have a good boss's day. Ain't none of my assistants work today, so.
All right. All right. Well, let me see. So tonight for this episode, guys, we're gonna try to bring in one of the guys I work with. He has been doing this job a lot longer than I have, and his name is Yancey. I'm gonna see if I can get him added here on the Skype call. So let's see if we can get this going. Of course, this is gonna just be a live thing, and I tried to add him, so I'm about to see if I can get him in here.
What's up, Jay O'Malley?
Is he up in the chat? Oh yeah, he sure is. What up, dog? What up, dog? What up, though? I don't know what I think keep bringing. Oh, I keep pulling up on my whole Skype window. See, that's what it is. Okay. So why is it doing this now? See, this is why I don't like new things, Mike. See, people call me bogus because I don't like new things. But
you said, my boy Samson Simpson said hashtag free Scar. I got on my Be Free Planet Fitness shirt, or in my case, Planet Fatness.
You bogus
because my car ain't working right. So I haven't been able to really go anywhere. I've been stuck at home for like a week. I've been away from here other than just walking to the closest store. I've been away from here maybe twice in the last week.
Man, yeah, you were talking about that on your show. You were talking about that on Scarcasm Live on how you just like, look, man, I might have to just rack it up to a new whip is what it's gonna have to come down to. But yeah, man,
I really want a new whip, but I gotta wait till these manager bonus checks start coming in, and they ain't coming till next month.
They ain't coming till next month. Oh, okay, I hear you. All right, let me see where we at. Let me see if I can add my boy Yancey. It's a lot of people in my Skype, so I'm sorry if everybody's seeing that, but yeah, I'm just waiting on them to add me as a friend here. So it is what it is in the meantime, people. But sorry about that.
You want me to sing? I'll sing something.
No, we all good. See, you talking?
No, I'll sing. I'll sing for
you
people.
Always want to sing.
What you want me to sing? I'll sing for people.
Hey, why don't you do me a favor and pull up those lyrics that Eminem dropped at the BET Awards?
No, because I don't even want to discuss that. Because I don't.
We're gonna discuss it when Yancey get here. Hopefully. I
don't like the whole point of contention between people saying that he's like co-opting the struggle. Like, no, nigga, like he got to deal with 45 too. So like, you know what I mean? Like, really, like, you know what I mean? Like, he got to deal with this too, and you know, like. I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks that 45 is actually doing anything good right now is not really paying attention, or is, you know, willingly putting blinders on.
Right. So you're saying they looking the other way. All right. So before we get into that, because that's going to be after our feedback, because, okay, we'll have to get into that. But because that's what I want, because that's what Yancey wanted to come on to talk about, want to holler at. Yeah, we saw it all. That's what we're talking about. What about adding Trick to the call? Such a stupid, man.
Well, I mean, if we want to waste some time, so I was on. You were talking about Scarcasm on the last Scarcasm. I was talking about I have not hooked up my alpha so that I can use my coding in quite some time, because last time I tried to use Exodus, it didn't work very well for me. So I was like, yo, I need to watch my CW shows. My CW shows started this started last week, and the homie Mike J hit me up and was like, well, you know, all of that stuff got moved off of Hulu to the actual CW app, but the CW app is actually on Xbox. Like,
yeah, it is. It is.
Word. Because it's not on PlayStation.
No.
It ain't on PlayStation at all, and that's where I mean, because of Destiny, that's really where I've been spending most of my time lately. I have two characters now. They're both in the 270-ish range, and I'm thinking about starting a third.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't love Destiny like that. Like I have yet to get through it once. Like Destiny 2, I still have yet to get through it one time. So I'm having fun, but also I have people on my level to play with, and then like I have people that are starting new characters, and then I add one of my characters to their game so I can help them out and also level my character up, because I'm still doing stuff to level me up while helping them. So I played with the homie Cam the other day. Cam has been a Scarcasm supporter for quite some time, and there's about 3 or 4 people that I jump in with periodically here and there, and I'm having a ball, and I'm having a ball playing the game with people. I'm having a ball playing games by myself. I'm just out here doing my thing. And like the difference between me and you is I was never out on Destiny from the beginning. I was never out on it from the beginning. I was just out on it based on what I knew from Destiny 1. I was like, look, I don't even plan on getting it, but when you got it, I was like, you know what? Maybe your boy could do a little something about it, So
right. Yeah, I'm enjoying my time. I know for certain that it's not for everybody. It's not really your jam. It's not really your jam, but I'm having a pretty good time.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them real quick. How's the stream look to you guys? Do you all see any artifacting of a second window of Scar in the northwest corner of the screen?
Yeah, I see that, but I only saw it when it started, like for a second.
All right. So that's what I'm worried about right now. That's what keeps drawing my attention away, because it's problematic on my end.
Oh yeah, it is artifacting.
Okay, so now if I click on something, it should go away, but I don't know why it's doing that. But that's good old. I'm using XSplit, y'all. So this is my first time using XSplit. So last week I did OBS. This week I'm going with XSplit, and I kind of like the setup over here because I can adjust the windows better, and it's gonna leave me some room for the nice good banners when I get those made and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. But the artifacting is a problem, even though I'm using Skype as an input. For some reason it's doubling up on the input, which it shouldn't be doubling up on.
Skype does that extra window when you click away from Skype.
I know, and that's the thing that's coming in a second time, and it's popping up in this window, but I don't want to see that. So perhaps I need to edit my source that has that, but it won't let me do it. So I mean, it is what it is. But we just going to.
I mean, y'all can see me twice, even if I'm split a little bit across my face.
It's just.
It's a magnificent face. Like,
man, I don't concur at all. So
hey, lady,
go full screen with that. Oh, look at it. Now let's switch cameras. Now let's move you to the back, because that's what we need to do. And no, I switched cameras, so now you on the other side. Okay, so now switch cameras again. Bam. All right, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm figuring this out on the fly with Skype. So but yeah. So yeah, he did see some artifacting. So thanks, Chase. I appreciate that. But okay, so I'm still trying to get land.
That was Jay O'Malley.
That was Jay O'Malley. I'm sorry. Yes, my bad, Jay. My bad, dog. My bad. So yeah, so I'm trying to get this in here. So while I'm waiting on Yancey some more, look, I'm gonna say this, y'all. Gamer Husbands Radio did record episode 500, and I hope you sent some
Well,
stuff in, and because they're doing a giveaway, and if you listen to the show and listen to it, they're giving away 2 things, and so if you respond by tomorrow, I believe it is, that's when the deadline is for it, then you can go out there and probably win you something. So they're all about giving back to the community and stuff.
What's the prizes?
Man, I tried to listen to the show. Now I started because it's like 2.5 hours. So I started, but I couldn't finish it today. So,
but I ain't trying to take away from nobody. No, one of the listeners actually winning some stuff.
Right.
I mean, we know how this goes, though. It's Meef wins everything, so it's not like
yeah, it's not like anybody has a legitimate chance, right?
Right. Yeah. Meef wins everything.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
He does. I mean, it's not even.
Yeah, I've been playing so and so. Well, but whoa, did you buy that? No, I won it in so and so stream. Really, Meef?
Right. Well, I mean, since we all over the place, I mean, I want something a little later. I mean, we could talk about it a little later. I don't really want to talk about it right now because it's really cool. But dang, I feel bad because I'm trying to get with Yancey and.
Okay. Let me talk about something.
When you talk about something, I'm gonna put it in the notes. You go ahead.
Man, listen.
Okay.
I've been here for a couple weeks now, and almost every single day I've been here, somebody has lied on me.
I was listening to that.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then I had to on Saturday, I wasn't even working. Mm-hmm. And I ended up in the middle of some stuff. There was some serious stuff going on. Like there was a break-in or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. And then so I ended up at work for a couple of hours. And then when it got time for them to leave, when it hit 4:00, all of them was out. They left. They was like, deuces. And then they left me to finish up the rest of the stuff. And I'm like, what is you doing? So I wasn't even gonna put in for no time. I was just like, yo, I'll be here. I'll wait for the police and all of that other stuff. Nope. So they got me. So I actually put in for some time. I'm like, y'all gonna pay me today, and it's all overtime. It's all overtime, bruh.
Nice.
Every bit of it is overtime. So yeah, go ahead and give me my overtime, because it's like Clerks. Like I'm not even supposed to be here today. The whole thing. I'm not even supposed to be here at work today. Today was my day off. But let's be honest, it was Saturday. I can't really use my car, or I'm choosing not to use my car. It's like I'm scared of something.
Are you truly? Yeah, that's right. Because you said that you didn't want it to kind of pretty much break in the middle of driving and hurts and endanger folks, right?
Yeah. I'm looking out for y'all.
Right.
Looking out for me. I'm looking out for y'all. But so I was stuck at home. I was bored out of my mind. You know what I did on Saturday?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I spent most of the day watching airport CEO videos on YouTube.
And doing what?
Airport CEO. It's like
CEO.
an airport tycoon type game.
Okay.
That I'm interested in, and it's $20. So I'll have to feel how I feel about RimWorld.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've been watching these videos, and I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm watching these videos and I could do that. I could probably do that a little bit better. But I ain't pulled the trigger yet, because I ain't pulled the trigger on nothing, because hopefully, if everything works out, I am going to Arlington on Saturday.
Okay.
Because Pimp's wife is running a marathon in Arlington on Saturday.
Nice.
No, she's running on Sunday. But they're coming in on Saturday. So I'll go Saturday, hang out with them, probably just stay the night somewhere in Arlington, and then come back home on Sunday.
Okay.
Because they leaving right after the marathon, supposedly. So there ain't no point in me being there once that's done. You know what I'm saying?
You right.
And I ain't running. So why am I gonna be there? I ain't trying to be there for how many hours that takes. Just watching somebody else run. No, we good.
Right.
But hopefully, if everything goes well, I will be meeting the Pimp for the first time.
Really? That'd be the first time?
We've never met in person.
No,
I mean,
that's
because he
crazy.
lived in Florida before, and then like then he moved to St. Louis, and now she qualified and got accepted to run this marathon. So
Right.
I think it's really cool. I get to
Okay.
meet the homie.
That's
So,
good, man. That's good. That's good. Maybe he won't spoil everything in person. Just saying.
no,
I mean,
speaking of spoiling stuff, have you watched your CW stuff yet?
Not this season. No, I'm behind, bruh.
I watched Supergirl. I don't know why I'm still.
Is it still hot garbage?
I don't know why I'm still doing it.
Why you doing it to yourself?
I don't know. Like I can't. I ain't even watched the new Marvel stuff yet. I haven't watched Inhumans yet.
Hey, I'm getting to that. That's in the notes, bruh.
I have not watched what's the other one? Gifted.
The Gifted. Yeah.
I ain't watched the Gifted yet. And I have not watched the new Star Trek, which some people say like once you get past the first episode, it kind of evens.
Yeah,
it kind of evens itself out, and is a pretty good time. I ain't watched none of those yet, but I did watch all of those CW shows. Now let me tell you about the CW app. Man, if you complain about commercials in Hulu,
oh yeah, boy, yeah,
bruh.
Yeah, I know,
There's times with like the commercials, and it's like 5 commercials back to back. But see, here's the problem with those 5 commercials: they're only playing the same 3 commercials over and over again. So
it's terrible too.
There's times where you're watching the same commercial back to back before they switch to another commercial, and it is so commercialicious. Like it's bad. Like it is so bad. It's so many commercials. And like I'm not used to commercials no more. Like I thought I graduated from commercials because I don't have Hulu. Even though I thought about Hulu, because it's supposed to be $5.99 for your first year, and then it's $7.99 after that. Because when Netflix is raising their prices and Hulu is lowering theirs because they want you to spend extra money. It's like $40 for their live package or whatever.
Right. 35. I think they got a blue and an orange. No. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about. Starts with an
Sling.
S. Yes.
Sling.
Yeah, I was thinking about Sling. But yeah, you're right. The Hulu Live TV.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought about pulling the trigger on Hulu because of that, because of the deal. But I knew all of my CW stuff wasn't there, and then I'm like, bro, why would I do that? Also, I heard Mr. Robot came back out.
Really?
I think yeah, I heard Mr. Robot back. I'm not 100% certain on that. Either it's out or it's about to be out. But I heard Mr. Robot's coming back too. I really got into Mr. Robot.
Did you?
Like, yeah, it's weird. It's like super weird.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's super weird, but it's very, very interesting because it's one of those things where the whole thing is like you're following an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But you don't know he's unreliable until a certain point in the first season.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That sounds pretty cool. All right, well, I'm trying to get with Yancy. We having a tough time. I may just have to just bump it and just pull him to another week because I got some things I want to get through, and I don't want to be here for an hour and a half today. So,
it's up to you.
We're gonna do what we have to do. I just tell him we'll hit him next week. So
what's up with your mans?
Yeah. What are you talking about, my man? You talking about it? Let's see. I just tell him I'll just hit him next week. So which mans we talking about?
Your mans that you was trying to get on.
I don't know, man. He can't get the Skype working. He was trying to get another device. So I want to talk about, again, like I was saying before, for the people that didn't hear it, like the subtitle for today's show is I don't hate it, because there are a lot of experiences I had this week that's my reaction. I don't hate it. So let's start off with that new show, The Mayor. So
which is like supposedly someone described it. I had only seen a preview for it when I went looking for it. But someone says it's like the coon version of Atlanta.
Is it? Because I haven't seen Atlanta, so I wouldn't know. So what it is that a rapper in order to generate false fame, right? Just to generate fame, he runs for local mayor, and he wasn't really expecting to win, and no one else expected him to win, except he had this town hall debate where he actually showed up and said some pretty good things. So he ends up winning, and this is all episode 1.
So he's 45.
He's basically. So summarily what happens is that he gets elected, and now he's in there trying to make a change. And I don't know, I'm trying to get used to the characters, and it's still like early on and everything, but it's not terrible. Like he starts off rapping at the beginning, and it's like, come see me where I live, and you know, it's just synthetic hip hop, you know what I mean? It's not legit, it's not authentic, right? But it's just like, all right, whatever. But I don't know, it's not a show that I can really get behind and say you need to go watch this right now. I don't hate it at this point. Okay, now that also brings me to the Inhumans.
Well, first of all, before you move on to the Inhumans, you should totally watch Atlanta.
I should. I saw that. I saw that, and I really should, because it has my boy Glover up in that piece. So I need to check that out. So I will make a note of that. But again, so it brings me down to Marvel's The Inhumans. Marvel's The Inhumans is the show with Black Bolt and Medusa and Gorgon and all of these other people that are Inhumans, and you know, the Inhuman storyline for this cinematic universe on television began with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so it continues on.
Okay,
and
is it connected?
Yes. They haven't connected it yet, but it is connected. Absolutely.
Okay.
So it begins with that. So while the threads that they lace in there are not bad, how can you have somebody that's mute, aka Black Bolt, be the lead actor in the stinking series?
I mean, it's the whole point of, like, he can't talk. Like, I mean,
he's gonna be like,
maybe he should use like a. I mean, I think the idea of like being an actor, and like you go through all of this training on how to emote, and you know they say like words, and they'll be like apple. Mm-hmm. Apple, you know, like that type of stuff. Like, like just, you know, they pick a word and then they act out different emotions through it. And then you get a character that can't speak. I think that would be cool. Like, it'd be a cool thing to
Mike, just... he looked like he over there doing baseball signs, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm you know what? I haven't seen it, so I can't call it one way or the other. I can't call it one way or the other, but I think it's kind of cool. And from what I've heard on the Marvel Weekly show from AfterBuzz,
right?
They you know, according to them, he's the best part of the show so far.
He's actually like, he does emote a lot. Like, his eyebrows are mad active, dog. Like, his eyebrows be moving like the Rock's eyebrows, dog. Be up in there, dog. So
yeah, like I can't do the one.
Yeah.
I can't do the one raised eyebrow thing. Like, I just can't. Like,
man,
it's just not something I can do.
But so Renda Swan is in it. She's the one who plays Medusa, and I like her as an actress because she was in Graceland, and yeah, man, yeah, she's a good actress. It's just that I think they must have reshot this or something, because it's not as bad as everyone says it is, but I still can't get behind it yet. You know what I mean? I just can't get behind it yet. I'm trying my best. I'm not able to pull it right now. So the third thing that I don't hate it is Destiny 2. Like, I'm at the point in Destiny 2 to where I need to really be coaxed along to go in and finish the campaign. I'm like, I really don't want to go in and play this game. I know, man, but it's like, Mike, you know how I say it. You know what I say. Every game is better with co-op, right? Every game is better with a friend, right? But it needs to draw me on its own, and it's not drawing me successfully on its own. Except
for Shadow of War, because the friends that you have are basically slaves.
Hot topic. But
you know what? I read that article, and while, you know, the description of it seems apt, it's still a video game, dog. Like
Right,
I
right.
understand how you can feel the way that you feel, but like at some point you just got to be like, it's a video game and there works. Like this.
And I'm looking at it like
kind of dividing life. Like it's kind of.
And I'm looking at it like, come on, man, this is a sequel to a game. You know what you're getting when you press play. Like, it's not as if you didn't know what was coming. It's not like they didn't make Shadow of Mordor first. Come on, son.
Yeah, I love the fact that like the as it's described in the article, like they dominate he dominates the dude dies while trying to help him, then he comes back and was like, why didn't you help me, dog? Now we beefing again. And then he said he tried to dominate him, but now he's a higher level because of the nemesis system,
right? So
in order for him to be able to dominate him, he has to insult him enough, right, to where it drops his you got, bruh, that's a lot. Like that's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a shame mechanic, bruh. Yeah, you can't just go in with somebody who's beast mode and you ain't ready. Like I think my Talion is a level 13 maybe, and like
I mean, 16. How do you shame them? Like, do you just start ranking on dude? Like, how do you?
No, you get them to the point to where they can be. You can use your domination power, but if they're ranked too high for you, you have to like shame them, or you could just kill them. And you want to shame them so you can get them down to dominate them. So you just go in and you just like you pretty much expose him to his biggest fear because you've gathered intel on him, or you like strip him down to his underwear or something like that. It's like it's something like that. You know what I mean? Like some people scared of flies.
So your boy 45 is like, how can I do this with the NFL?
It don't matter, man. The NFL, they done already bent. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, man.
Your boy. I guess your boy is filed a suit, so he's pretty much guaranteed he ain't getting no job no more.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it like
not that they was trying to give him a job anyway, but now since your man's is a Green Bay fan, and he grew up as a Green Bay fan, and your boy Aaron just got hurt. He out for the season, right?
Right.
Your boy Aaron just got hurt. He out for the season. It's like, you just filed this suit. I can't even call you right now, dog. Like,
right. So, but I don't think he was gonna get the call anyway, unfortunately. But
probably.
Yeah, man. But since we were talking about Mordor before we get into it, let me talk back to something that I do. So the next two things are the things I do like this week, and I guess one of them is Shadow of War. So Mike and I are just talking about this game, y'all, and I'm telling you, I like this game because it was free. But that's not the only reason I like it. So I ended up watching the developer stream the game on Twitch, and I just happened to sit down and pull up the codes and was typing it in as a game of the code, and bam, got that bad boy locked in. Got the gold edition of the game. It's $100 gold edition. So it includes all the expansion, like the expansion pass, DLC. It includes all of that stuff, and I was just so happy because I really enjoyed the first game. But Simpson said he kneels before watching the games now. I hear you, Simpson. I hear you, but like some people we know are actually boycotting the games. You know what I mean? So like they're not watching on Sundays.
But the funny thing is, like the funny thing is, like I said before, people are boycotting the games that are on opposite sides of the issue, but they're all boycotting the same. Like like how do we get here as a society? Like how did we get here? Like,
I don't know, man. I could tell you how we get here. We get here because we ain't listening, man. We get here because we're formulating responses before we actually hear people out. We get here because they don't take the man at his word when he says this is not about the military. This is not about it's not about anything. It's only about racial injustice, about racial inequality. That's what it's about. But people still are just like, nah, I'm not hearing you. I believe you're doing this, but no. He even consulted with an Army veteran who he consulted with Navy SEAL. I'm sorry, Navy SEAL. He consulted with someone who I think is still active too, right? Because I don't think that dude.
No, I thought he was retired.
Okay. Either way, because he looked pretty young in the video.
But see, here's the thing. Like I said before, and I've said this on many occasions. Like, he sat or 2 games.
Right.
And no one asked him anything and no one noticed the first game. One person noticed the second game and asked him questions after. So he sat up. He sat down during the anthem on 2 preseason games. They asked him about it on the second game, and then this became a story after the second time. Then the Navy SEAL, the Navy SEAL dude.
What, the Nate?
I can't remember his name right now. But the Navy SEAL dude said he saw that and he was a little upset. So he did, the white people thing. He sent a strongly worded letter, and then Kaepernick contacted him, was like, "Yo, bro, like, can we talk about this?" And see, here's the problem. Only in this transaction were the people on opposite ends of the military thing were able to actually stop, get outside themselves, and listen to each other. Right.
No, you're right.
So they actually talked, and because of that talk, that's where the kneeling came in.
Right, exactly. Yes, because he said, you know what, this will probably be better because I think, we kneel at the graveside. So I think that if you kneel and it shows respect, because that's what we do. We honor our fallen people. So if you kneel, it'll actually honor them. That's what he said. So
the kneeling, people have problem with the kneeling, but the kneeling was the compromise because he sat down before.
Right.
And if you have an actual veteran that says maybe there's a better way to do this, then, and Kaepernick was willing to listen to him, why do you have a problem with this? And it was like, and then, are we going to bring up the email that we got?
Yeah, we're going to bring that up because I had the feedback listed, but I didn't have a chance to get to it. Let me get to it real quick because, I had the issue where stuff crashed out on me because it was up at the beginning, and I was going to talk about that, and I was going to talk about Meef's little where he tweeted at me, where he tweeted at us, but I am going to pull that up now. But as soon as Google gets it going, it's just it's exactly what we say. Like it's people that are so wrapped up in themselves that they can't just step outside themselves and deal with the issue the way that it is. And one of the cool things, I watched this video today, right? And it's on Fox and Friends, and Joe Namath, of all people, is the one saying, well, that isn't what any of this is about. And and he was just like y'all keep bringing this up. We've already said on many occasions that that's not what this is about. And he was like, and I'm not black. I've never walked in a black person's shoes, so I can't be the one to say all of this stuff. You all are here sitting here on this panel missing the point. Right.
Like, it's just like, this is about something else, and y'all keep changing it to being about the flag and all of this other stuff, and it's just like, so what are you gonna do? Like, and especially the disrespect of the flag. I just saw this picture on Facebook. It's somebody with a it's somebody at a it's somebody sitting at a football game. He has on a shirt that has a Jets logo at the top. Mm-hmm. It's behind him. The shot is from behind him. It has a Jets logo at the top, and it says, "I stand for the anthem," while sitting down on the ground on a flag.
Wow, man. Come on, son.
And last time I checked, I took 4 years of ROTC. Last time I checked, that flag is never supposed to touch the ground.
Never, dog. Ever. Yeah, that's because that's a problem. that's a real problem.
Never supposed to touch the ground. And like, if we're saying that all of this stuff is a disrespect to the flag, then all of the other stuff that y'all doing is a disrespect to the flag. Somebody posted the thing of Kid Rock. Like, Kid Rock he's pictured in a maid poncho from the flag, where he just cut a hole in the flag, put it on as a poncho, and y'all want to make him a senator.
Wow, man.
Y'all want him to be a senator. And you're saying that all of this stuff is disrespect to the flag. Like, let's be honest. Every time you wear an article of clothing that is the flag, you are disrespecting the flag. It was never intended for that purpose.
Yeah.
It was never intended to be on merchandise, period.
Right.
Like, and then, like, people buy like American flag draws. Like, really, you are literally disrespecting by rubbing your grubby ass nuts on the flag.
You're right though. Like, I can't even be mad at you.
But then you mad because somebody kneeled. And here's my problem. My problem with the whole thing, and I said this before and I'll say it again. You can tell that it's not about the flag and it's not about the anthem because the Cowboys got booed for kneeling. They kneeled before any of this stuff happened. Your boy Jerry made perfectly sure that there was no flag brought out until after they were finished kneeling.
Yep.
They made sure that the anthem didn't start until after they were finished kneeling, and they still got booed. So again, I ask you, what is your actual problem here? Your problem isn't it isn't the disrespect of the flag. It isn't the disrespect of the anthem. It's not a diss to the military because we just discussed that. Why it's not that. So what are you mad at?
Well, they're mad at their own view. They're mad at their own perspective. And so listen.
You were fed a lie that you continue to perpetuate, even though the people involved you just refuse to listen to, and they say it's not about that. And even one of you decided to kneel before all of this stuff, and you still booed him. What is your problem now?
So here's the thing, Mike. Here's the thing. So again, man, people are looking for reasons, dog. Simpson said nasty nuts on the fly. It's the picture of Allen Iverson crossing over Jordan, Mm-hmm.
and where he got crossed over and Jordan has his hand out,
Mm-hmm.
and it said, "Stop reaching, dog." Like, y'all just keep reaching.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. This is why they keep reaching, right? So AZ Rockslide sent us an email, and I didn't even notice it until just earlier, but Chris Holy Headshot sent us an email as well. So,
okay, let's do this.
Let's get up in it. So he said, we had him thinking, when he said people need to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, as he said, it had him thinking. He said, one of the elders at his church is ex-military, and he has chosen to not watch the NFL over the protest. He does not make a big scene about it and defends the rights of the players to kneel before or during the anthem. He also defends his right not to watch because of it. Now, I know that you two feel that he is missing the point of the protest, but he has a point as well. Whether or not the intent was to be disrespectful to the men and women in uniform who paid the ultimate sacrifice, there will be those who served who will see it that way. Okay, so short pause here. Let me say this. We live in a society now where people amplify and they exalt their feelings over the truth. Let me say that, and let me keep moving.
And most of the military people that I know of and that I've actually heard speak on this, not the military slurpers that never served a day in their life, because those are the ones who are speaking the loudest. The ones that were speaking the loudest are not the ones who were actually in the military. They're the actual military slurpers, because we do this as if we don't know that the military is basically, cannon fodder for rich people with beef.
Yeah.
And most of them in the military are not doing it for duty and honor. You get that once you go in. They go in because they don't have very many options out here, and this seems like a viable option to get them somewhere further in their lives.
Well, see, I know some people have that. Some people have that as an option, like that is their only route out. And other people do it for that though. Like other people are legacies and stuff like that. And I know you're saying,
think about how many, and like what Samson just said, 40% of the military are minorities, and they get the same treatment in their military gear. Like, there was just the thing in Florida where somebody was going off on a lady who like he believed cut him off in traffic, and he followed her and then was just screaming at her. She's in her uniform and he's screaming at her saying that she should take the damn uniform off. She's not fit to be in that uniform just because you felt like you were cut off in traffic. Man. And then he called her all kinds of whatevers. But like, this is, you know, we talk about the people who went and fought wars, came back, and they're not being supported. You know, we support the idea of the military, but we don't support the reality of the military, because how many of them come back fucked up and we do nothing about it? And then our politicians, every time they get a chance to try to do something to help them, they choose not to. And then they say, oh yeah, we're going to put $700 billion into the military, but we're not going to do anything about the people who have already served that are here and they are fucked up every day for the rest of their damn lives because we sent them over to fight some wars on behalf of rich people with beef. And we're going to do nothing to help them, but yet we just stand up to this just stupid ideal of the military and what they stand for. But what the fuck do you stand for when you don't stand for those people who went and did this? Yes, we honor the people who went and died, but what about the people who came back with something in them dead because of what the fuck we sent them to do?
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing, Mike. So, believe it or not, mental health and generally health in general is not a federal thing. Outside of this healthcare plan that we just had, AHCA, health has not been a national issue. It has been left up to the states. So the answer to your question is, what are we doing? You gotta ask all 50 states, man, and you gotta ask DC. You gotta ask them, because
should the 50 states be responsible for those military members,
those federal service members,
those federal employees that went to do their federal jobs and came back federally fucked up?
No, but the point is, again, if you ask people to do that, then you have, you know, bless the hearts, you know, the Knoxes of the world who say, well, that's not something the government should be paying for. And then again, then you get into this whole argument, you get into this whole thing about what should and shouldn't be taken care of on the federal dime. So but let's get through this email. Let's get through these emails. So AZ said, what I would like to see, he's saying the ultimate sacrifice. He says to them, remember the guy at his church who's ex-military, the players are violating the flag code and they take it seriously, meaning the ex-military members. He says, I'm not saying that I agree with him 100% on this, but I can see his point. I can see how he's taking offense, even though none was intended. He said, what I would like to see is the two of you bring on someone who is either current or former military and is upset over the kneeling. I would love to hear the three of you discuss this, each taking time to listen to each other in the discussion and be respectful to each other's views, even if you disagree with them, because I believe you two can put it off, and I believe that if you reach out to your friends and fans, you may find someone who holds that opinion who is willing to come on the show and talk about it. Take the time to listen to that point of view and let the listeners hear it as well.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask a question? What part of the flag code are they disrespecting, or what part of the flag code are they against?
Now keep in mind, AZ said he didn't agree with that assessment. He said that was that guy's assessment. He said he didn't agree with it though.
Yeah, if it's an affront to the flag code, like, you know, we just got talking about, like, yeah, when they do these demonstrations where they roll out this big flag over the football, guess what happens? They ball it up and they sit it on the ground on the side of on the sideline, behind the sideline, close to the stands. Ain't that against the flag code? Like all of this stuff is against the flag code, except kneeling. There's nothing in the flag code that said that you have to stand for the anthem. Nothing.
Right. That's something that we started doing as a nation. That's just something we just picked up, and something that was culturally adopted and acculturated into everyone, so it just became a custom. And so now that's what we do, right? That's what we do. So again, you know, AZ said that, you know, he would like to see it. Not that it would change anyone's opinions, but he think we could have a good, valid discussion on it, which I concur. I think we could. You know, being.
I think we could. But I mean, if we go into this and we are being reasonable, then we have to get a reasonable person on also.
Right, and I think that's what he wants. He's just trying to get somebody on, like Vic or somebody like that. Someone who served. Eric, Glovebox, Keith.
No, he said he wants somebody. He said he wants somebody who is against this.
Right. Who is against it? And again, I don't know. I haven't heard Vic takes.
People we know aren't against it.
Yeah,
most people that was in the military aren't against it.
Right.
So.
But I'm gonna ask some folks and see. I'll try to ask around because I work for the federal government. I actually work for a defense agency, so I could probably speak to some people who are actually currently serving and see if they be willing to talk about it.
I'm willing to do it. I'm more than willing to actually do it. But if I'm gonna calm down and have a conversation, then I need them to be able to understand my conversation and be able to process it the same way that I would be willing to listen to them. Right.
Now, Holy Headshot says that he's just been catching up on the episodes and stuff, and he says he said let him say up front that unfortunately I give Scar the benefit of the doubt in his assessment of the guy at Walmart, but I'm still gonna reference that for my point. So he says he's going to give you benefit of the doubt, but he's going to make a point later on, and it's not one of his first 2 points, it's the third point. So his first point is said let's look at the obvious point here. It doesn't matter what issue you protest, valid or invalid. If you choose to involve the anthem, it's going to be a factor. Too many people are dealing with loved ones in the line of fire or have lost friends and family, and this is just really, really close to the heart for many people, and involvement in your protest is going to offend some and muddy your point. Whether that is right or not is a different discussion, but it's just a simple fact that is sacred ground that many people will not look past, no matter how good of a point you're trying to make. And yeah, I can understand. I see people doing that, but again, that's if. And
the flag,
he says
the flag and the anthem, it's just a piece of cloth and it's a song. That's not a representation of our country.
But you can't. For a lot of people, you can't divorce that.
We are a representation of our country, and there's a percentage of your country that the only problem that we have here is that, like, seriously, the biggest problem that we have is black people in general just said, treat us fairly and stop indiscriminately killing us. And then the world just blew up. Like, seriously.
Right.
The only thing we asked was just treat us like people.
But what he's talking about is the medium in which that plea arrived, right?
Yeah, but you have people who did the Black Lives Matter thing, and then y'all tried to turn it all into a hate group, and then you started making up dumb shit like Blue Lives Matter and all of this other stuff, and then to be honest, like, let's be clear, like, y'all were fed lies about that too, because since Black Lives Matter has been about, it's been the safest time for police. Like, yes, police were being murdered, and police put themselves in the line of fire and all of this other stuff. But look at the statistics of how many people are actually dying here. Like, you know what I mean? Like look at how many people are actually dying. The numbers went down. And then we're going to talk about the flag. Like, how do we view people bastardizing the flag by graying it out and then putting a blue line in the middle? Ain't that a disrespect to the flag too?
I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing, man. I think people will resort. Here's the thing. If we don't want people to get upset for the method in which Kaepernick made his point, we can't get upset at the method in which they made their point. Now, yeah, we can point out the hypocrisy in the method in which they made their point, right?
No. Actually, no. Here's the thing. No one ever has an answer to this one very simple question. Like, people say that is, it's not what you say, is how you say it. And rioting doesn't work. Protesting in the street and blocking off cars and stuff like that doesn't work. All of the kind of different kind of protests that we've done, even counter protests against Nazis, has came back against the people who are protesting against Nazis. So you tell me, what is the best way to protest? Because this country was built on protest. Like, you know, if we feel a certain way about something, then we are supposed to be we're in a position to voice our opinion. But every time we find a different way to do it, you tell us it's wrong. What's the right way? No one knows, everyone who keeps saying this isn't the way that you do it, well, what is the way that I'm supposed to do it? Like, it's really that simple. What is the way that I'm supposed to do it? If I just take a knee, which is truly bothering no one, like, I'm taking a knee, and yes, it's during the anthem or whatever. I'm taking a knee, but I'm not bothering anyone. I mean, and to be honest, again, Kaepernick sat twice and no one paid it any attention at all.
Except for the Navy SEAL who said, you know what, that kind of hurt, that kind of offends me.
No. No one paid attention until that guy asked him after the second time. So the guy asked him, and then he talked about it, and then the Navy SEAL had a problem with it. The Navy SEAL, just like everybody else, didn't even notice the first two times. People noticed after.
Mm-hmm. But he did say that, hey, I did have some wrong assumptions, but we met and we talked it out. And
because
we came to a solution that was
they were actually willing to listen to each other. And like, what is the world that we live in to whereas we have to tell you, please stop killing me, listen to me when I'm saying there are things wrong with this country, and it's really affecting me right now. It's really affecting me and people who look like me. Why do I have to beg you to listen to me?
Well, here's the thing. You know, and I was talking with one of my guys at work the other day, and we were talking about he was saying that he believes that mankind, just in general, over time, the moral systems that we create as mankind come along and they improve over time. But I'm like, man, but look at though, like look at where we've come from just recently. Like, he was like, well, I'm not saying it's a short amount of time, and I understand that, but my whole point is that I can't. Like, to assume that we're inherently good is a problem. So, because if you just leave us to our own devices, we're gonna find a way to be evil, because you don't have to teach your kid to be selfish, you don't have to teach your kid to be mean, and you don't have to teach your kid to kind of be spiteful and stuff. They learn that naturally. You don't have to teach them the word mind.
You have to teach them to be good.
Yeah. You don't have to teach them the word mind, right? They learn that selfishness automatically. You know what I mean? So, but that's what it is. So let me get a second point and third point and get on out of here. So the second point is, now let's look beyond that, because I'm not arguing sides, nor do I desire to. Your point was that many people missed Kaepernick's message and derailed his protest. Valid point. If we're going to complain about the protest, we should at least be informed. There's precious few information, or precious little information, and even less healthy discussion out there about the core issue. But again, I digress. Valid point. Looking beneath the surface at the motivation. Good Lord, if only more people dug deeper before speaking or posting on social media, we'd be in a much better place. But again, then he says about the story about the guy in Walmart for you. He says, now about that story and Walmart, the dude being rude. Here's why I see the contradiction. Scar may have been right as to the guy's motivation, but at the end of the day, this was still a logic leap. He made an assumption about the stranger and didn't bother to question his motives. So my question is why? Why do motivations need to be heard in one situation while in another this dude's getting written off as a racist white guy without question? It says I'm not making excuses for the guy, but I am playing devil's advocate and saying that we should be logical across the board. Maybe the guy's high-functioning autistic or otherwise delayed mentally ill. I have a friend who lives locally that is completely socially awkward because of development issues, and it's easy to mistake that if you don't know him. Now, he's not a Down syndrome patient, nor does he have any external features that would tell you if you didn't know him. So, but further devil's advocate. Says he went to school in Brooklyn, and let me tell you, you don't make eye contact in the city. You make eye contact in the city on the bus, on the subway with the wrong person that's considered a threat, and you'll get beat. Maybe it's not like that anymore, but it was then. You walked head down through hundreds and hundreds of people, but you didn't make eye contact. My wife and I were like that to the point that when we moved here, we had to constantly break the habit. We didn't even know we were doing it. People thought we were being rude, but we didn't realize that it was just shy or ingrained habit that was read wrong. Maybe this guy was assaulted or physically abused at some point. Otherwise, he goes on to say, but my point is that writing off this guy as racist without considering his motives, and then condemning people who write off Kaepernick because they don't agree with his platform, is a contradiction. You can't say that offense is subjective in one case and and then tell people it's not in another. Scar was offended by this dude's rude behavior. I would be too, and my point was not to say that he shouldn't be offended. My point was to say that maybe there was something beyond the surface that we are not seeing. And
the difference is with Kaepernick, there is nothing beyond the surface. He actually spoke what he meant.
That is the
difference. That is the difference here.
Yeah.
He actually spoke what he meant. Like it will be completely different if it was a situation like now where Kaepernick really isn't saying anything.
Right. Like
he got the conversation started, and then he got the conversation started, and when it started continuing and blowing up, it blew up without him. And then like now when he's not on the team, and he said that he would stand because he already put his time and he put his money on this. Like he did the thing that you didn't think he was going to do. You said, okay, so he's doing this for these causes, but what else are you doing for these causes? And he's done thing after thing after thing after thing, supporting the cause. And You can't hear who?
Can't hear who? Can't hear Mike?
Jay O'Malley just said, I can't hear you.
Oh, no, he should be able to hear you.
Yeah. But like he did thing after thing to support his cause. And then after a while, I guess he decided that I don't have to speak on this anymore. Like it's pointless. I put myself and I put my money and I put me into this much further than any of you thought that I would. You know, and now he's basically like, I'm gonna sit back and say nothing, and it's time for y'all to show receipts. It's time for y'all to show receipts. Now I can see if this whole thing blew up because he sat down or he kneeled and didn't say a word. Like if he did all of this and didn't say a word, then maybe I could see it that way. But the fact that he put something down on his. He put something down on his, and the only thing that you're doing is looking down on him and the people like him who took up the cause also. Like and that's the only thing that you're doing. That's the difference here. The difference here is like you can say that the guy at Walmart. I don't even remember that conversation, but you're saying that the guy in Walmart gets branded to be a racist, but. If that guy can't or refuses to speak up for himself in that moment, then we can't put him on the same level as Kaepernick. Because when the microphone showed up, he told you exactly what it was about. Yeah. And he told you exactly what it's for, and he told you exactly what it was not. And then you took the thing that he said that it's not about that, and actually a conversation between him and a military member had the conversation about a better way to do this. So, he told you that it's not about this. I'm kneeling because I'm showing some respect to the thing that you say that I'm disrespecting. Right. But then you continue to say that I'm disrespecting, which means that you just didn't listen to me at all. Yeah. Like you're just not listening. You're just not listening to me at all. And if you're not listening to me and you're running with your own narrative, who's the problem here? It's not me.
Well, you can't, like I said, man, I told you, like I said, man, people, I want y'all to chew on it, man. People nowadays care too much about what they feel versus what is actually right or what is actual truth. That's basically it. Like the truth of the situation is the man told you why he did it. But people care so much about how they feel, they completely ignore the truth of what he just said, his reasons were for why he did it.
And how many military members and veterans have spoken up and they said, the people, the slurpers has said, the military didn't fight and die for you to disrespect them and the flag. And the military members, a lot of them that can actually speak for themselves, said, actually,
right.
we fought for his right to do whatever he wanted to, because what he's doing is not against anything. There's no rules against this.
Right.
And now they're trying to make up arbitrary rules. Like, I get it. Like, we're talking about the NFL. We know that the NBA has a rule where they all have to stay.
They have to
because of Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Where he sat out the anthems and they was like, no, son, we gonna need you to do something about this. And let's be honest, with the big three this summer, that dude can still ball. Bruh, have you seen him ball? Never, bruh.
No. For FKA Chris Jackson, like he used to tear it up.
Yeah, he can still ball. He still got a little something.
I think he got range. I'm sure.
I think he can step in the league right now and do a little something.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying he could be a starter, but I think he could be a 6-man right now.
Oh yeah, just coming off the bench.
Right now.
His career free throw percentage is like just sub 90%, right? Like his free throw percentage for career is ridiculously high. Dude could stroke.
It's a thing where, like, we appreciate the feedback, but again, the idea, keep coming back to the same thing. Like, if you believe that this is an affront to the thing that they keep telling you that it's not, that just means you're not listening. And you're not trying to listen. Right. And then you're saying, well, we should listen to those members of the military who are offended by this. Well, there's so many members of the military that are going, we're listening to the military members, but it's only a vocal minority that's saying we're against this, and then it's just riling up the normal people. And just the whole point of this, and this is the point of what 45 is doing and stuff like that. It's the whole point of it is to rile y'all up so that y'all try to shame the people who are in on this.
Right.
And he's, he call them son of a bitches, and then everybody goes, yeah, and then
you stupid, man.
And it's stupid. And then you go to your social media platforms, and then you change your Facebook profile to I stand for the flag. Yeah, do you do it all the time? Like when you at home watching football, do you stand up? You know what I mean? And I said the truth is, God of War 3. What about God of War 3?
Oh, did I miss something?
Simply
say 45 is going for a culture war. Man, yeah, I mean that's pretty clear.
I mean, he actually said to his aides that this is the thing of it is 45 is so desperate for a win. He is so 45 is so desperate for a win. And he knew this was an easy fight to pick.
Right.
So, and then once he picked that fight, he told his people, like, I think I'm going to keep at this because it's a win for him. And it's, to be honest, like, does 45 have any other wins? Other than, like, winning the election in the first place, as president, he has no wins.
I mean, he does have one. Right? I mean, he just got hit the DACA thing, right? Didn't he get no?
Last time I checked, he caved. Last time I checked, he caved and tried to come to the table.
The travel ban. The new travel ban.
Travel ban got overturned.
No, not the newest one. The newest one. The newest one was legit. They held that one.
The newest one was legit.
Yeah, but got upheld.
How long before that gets overturned too? Like, and like your people are in control over the rest of government, and they keep saying, "Nah, son, I don't think you could do that."
Man, he come in and gives a whole new meaning to the term executive authority. Whole new meaning, dog. they clowning in the chat because Darren said 45 doubles down on whatever he can grasp. Simpson, he does have small hands. Terrence, little gloves.
Yes. Did you see? This is a completely unrelated topic. That the FDA has approved smaller condoms to actually fit the majority of the actual size of men's penises.
Wow. Well, that's
I can't get no.
I mean,
I don't want condoms anyway. I mean, let's be honest. I've been raw dogging since '98, so like. I don't really want condoms anyway, but like, yo, bruh, yeah, I'm like, who goes? Like, you gonna have to order those online. Like, you can't buy those in a store. right? You can't buy the smaller condoms in the store, right?
Right. You can't. Yeah.
Unless generally they are just gonna make them all a bit smaller.
Listen though. You can't buy them by themselves, right? They gotta be up under something else. Like you gotta go and buy a wave cap with it or something.
You buy them in the store, period. Like, oh, so you got the smaller one. Like no matter what else you got with it, like if you buying the smaller ones, like, bruh,
What's the brand? The subpars? Is that the name of the brand?
The big ones are called Magnums. I guess the little ones are called 22s.
The 22s, the deuce.
Like, I mean, I know there's some dudes out here who are kind of like don't want to go through that with normal condoms. So you buy a whole bunch of but you go to the store, you buy you some Magnums, and then your girl's like, why you got a baggy Magnum on right now? So like about this. We listen to rap music and they talk about baggy Magnums all the time.
Man.
And let's not talk about let's not mess around and talk about Magnum ice cream, because I ain't putting nothing called Magnum in my mouth.
Pause. Darren says, oh, you out of Magnums? I guess I'll try to squeeze into the 45 specials.
Like, you got you some noisy crickets. Like,
noisy crickets. Like you went back to red and black on them.
You get some noisy crickets. Like, I see you, noisy cricket. Like,
oh, that's a good brand. That's a good brand.
Think about that person. Think about that person that works at Walmart and hates their job, and somebody comes through with some noisy crickets. Like, that is going to be that's going to make their day,
right?
Like you gonna have to buy those. You're gonna have to buy those. If you buy them in the store, you gotta buy them in the pharmacy area, right?
Already.
Well, at least there's some dividers, and they're like, there's at least a little bit of privacy. But you know the noisy crickets as soon as you walk up, like, you put the noisy crickets on. Like, right. You know,
they measure you up and down. They're like,
I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Noisy crickets is A3. You need to be in A3.
Yeah. Bro, and like, you can't even ask where the noisy crickets are. Like you have to order those online. You gotta order those on Amazon, because if you can't buy them in any store, because we all know how this goes, right? So listen, we all know how. Even if you go to a store that's empty, you know, like how every time you go into 7-Eleven and ain't nobody in 7-Eleven until right when you check out, now everybody there. Right. So like, you go to 7-Eleven, ain't nobody there. You sit there and wait till the coast is clear, and then you go get you some noisy crickets, trying to get out of there real fast. And now everybody up front, and they know you got noisy crickets. Like, come on, dog. Like,
right. Hey, so are you making the assertion now that over the counter condom sales will now decrease by a large amount? Is that your prediction?
If
Simpson say asking for a friend.
Yeah. That's a
for a friend.
Like, yo, under no circumstance, I like condom sales over the counter. I don't think they're gonna change that much, because if you are a noisy cricket, you have to just get you some regulars, right? I mean, you gonna have to, things. You might have to tie it at the end or something. Like, you got to tie, you got to tie that side like trash bags. You know,
the little tie. Make that little knot on the side.
Bruh, now we heard about baggy Magnums. Like, you know, I don't have to worry about that. I don't wear condoms. But like, you know, but like, you know, but if you got baggy regular condoms and you need those noisy crickets, there is gonna be nobody buying the noisy crickets in the store. Like, that can't happen. You're gonna have to get those through Amazon, and like, you can't buy them through Amazon at least until you know that they look exactly the same as the others. Like, because like, you pull out a noisy cricket. And then like, all of a sudden that joint is like a different color, because all of the noisy crickets should be a different color, and they should be glow in the dark so you can see what you're working with.
Exactly. Lime green.
They should be all lime green. Actually, no, they should be hot pink, glow in the dark hot pink. If you gotta wear some crickets, they gotta be glow in the dark hot pink. Because let's be honest, like she may end up getting you. Like that's how this goes.
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying now?
If you in the noisy cricket range, like
your noisy cricket users already.
If you want to love, I mean, you just gonna have to find you like y'all gonna have to start like a dating website for the noisy cricket fans.
Hey, Scar, jingle next episode. I'm bringing a jingle.
Really?
Yeah.
For the noisy cricket?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I mean, bruh. Let's be honest for a second. If you need that noisy cricket, bruh, by all means, go get it. But order that shit online. Do not go into a store.
Order in bulk?
From man to man.
It's me.
Buy them Jones from Amazon. You know, get you some Amazon Prime if you ain't got it, so you can get them Jones. You know, you spend like $4, you can get them the next day. So if you got some things to take care of, you can get them things taken care of the next day. Do not, under any circumstances, buy you some noisy crickets in the store, because it's gonna be straight clown shoes from the moment you show up to that counter with the noisy crickets. I think you might even make it from where you pick the noisy crickets up to the counter. You might make it there, okay, but the moment somebody has to pull that thing up and scan it, you getting clown shoes from that point.
Look.
So save yourself the embarrassment. Like I know it's embarrassing. Like you need noisy crickets, and I know that there's a thing. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. So you need some noisy crickets, but bruh, save yourself. Buy those from Amazon. You know, some places got Amazon. You can get stuff the same day. Just order your noisy crickets through Amazon and spare yourself the embarrassment of having to buy noisy crickets in the store, because this is not what's hot in these streets right now. Like, it's out in these streets right now, and I know you probably need it, and they probably are going to fit you just fine. But let's be honest, you're probably better off tying that thing on the side like the trash can. You just a regular.
The question is how.
Get you a baggy Magnum and tie it on the side like the trash can, and you probably gonna be right. Do not, you know what? If you think you might be embarrassed by this, if you might be, just go ahead and just wear a baggy Magnum, dog.
No, don't. Either that or just send your girl in the store. Like, send your girl in the store. Obviously, as long as you're still with her.
Don't clown her.
They won't clown her. They gonna clown you. They gonna clown you in front of her.
You got your noisy cricket at home, girl. You got your noisy cricket at home.
No. It ain't even gonna come like that. It's gonna be like a Jamaican, because you know it's gonna be like that deep, heavy Jamaican accent back there, like that Rastafarian accent. Like you got your heavy cricket guy.
The only thing you gonna get is girl. And they don't need to say nothing else. They don't need to say nothing else, girl. I mean, you could hit it ball, but there's a lot of people that got a lot of things out here. Bro.
Yeah, man. People out there passing it around. They passing it around like Aaron Rodgers before his injury.
We ain't got enough money to survive this joint like Magic. Like, we don't know how Magic pulled this off. Like, we expected Magic to be gone by now.
Yeah, we expected him to be gone.
He's still here and kicking it. Like, I don't even know, though. Like, I don't even know how they pulled that off.
Right.
But yeah, we ain't got Magic money, so like you can't be out here raw dogging chicks. My chick is older than me. She had a hysterectomy. I can raw dog it. You don't have that. If you don't have that, don't do that.
Right. So y'all, we are way over time. I told Mike we not gonna be here 90 minutes, and he did not listen to me at all. So.
No, because we started talking about stuff, and then we wanted to end on we at the least wanted to end on a happy note. So,
right.
Shout out to the fellas that need the noisy crickets. I don't, but shout out to y'all.
Sister said, I see someone asking for crickets for her man. I'm shooting my shot. Kobe, just coming in. You know I don't need those crickets, right?
Just be like, yo, all you got to do is just stand behind her at the store when she's going to check out. Drop your magnums down, and be like, pick me though. I got you. I got you. Me. Big Me, I got you.
Man, go on with your shout outs so we get out of here.
You don't want your man all with the noisy crickets. Not, you know, you're not even rubbing up against your walls. Come to death row. Like, that's
come to death row. Like you're recruiting Tupac. Come on, son.
We're killing for you.
Man, you silly.
That's a come to death row situation. Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. I know I got a little but about this stuff because it makes me really, really angry. It makes me really, really angry. But I most certainly would be willing to listen to a current or former military person that has a problem with this and just try to understand why. Mm-hmm. Because I understand why they're doing it. I just don't understand why you mad. So I would love to understand why. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. At least I'm so glad that at the very least we can turn this around with the noisy crickets, because that just made my day, man. I'm about to call my girl and be like, hey, girl, no, I don't need them crickets, right? But yeah, man, just I'm glad we can end this on a little bit of a higher note, and it's just, you know, hashtag noisy crickets. Right. And you know, if you see somebody buying those things at the store, if you see a fly young lady buying some noisy crickets for a man, you know what? Do that. Shoot your shot. Go get you some magnums, or you don't even need no magnums. Right. Bro, you just get some regular size. Crickets. If she buy noisy crickets, you can buy some regular size and be like, "Hey, girl," like that's all you gotta do.
Ribbed.
Yeah. Like she buy noisy crickets, you show up with a pleasure pack of just some ribbed normal, you know, pleasure packs, and then like, yo, bro, get it popping. Like you can probably pull off some Durex at that point. But is that what the cheap ones called? Yeah. And Durex and something like that. You can pull out just a pleasure pack of the Durex and be like, "Hey, girl," and she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna push noisy cricket to the side." But you know the best way to do this? You know what? Go to Vistaprint and get you some business cards. They can say anything. Just have your phone number up there, and just if you see somebody with noisy crickets, just pull out your card. Be like, "Here's my card. Call me when you want to get dug out." And that's you know what I mean? You know, if you know, like, hey, I'm the anti-Trump. I'm trying to knock down the walls.
Listen to it. All about bringing the country together. All right, man. Any other shout outs?
Activity. Man, but yeah, man, just shout out to everybody, man, and I hope no one gets offended. I try not to call anybody names, but like we got some real problems here, and the only way that we gonna be able to get through the problems is to be able to listen to each other. I listen to y'all. I'm just like, bruh, I don't think you're listening at all. Going the other way, right? But okay. So yeah, I'm done. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, so one quick correction before we get out of here, and then I'll move into my shout outs. Look, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, lifetime free throw percentage 90.5%. Just want to give y'all an update. The dude would let it go from the free throw line. You fouled him, it was pretty much money, buckets. Yeah. So there you have it. So
he still got them buckets even now.
Right. And so here we go. So shout outs to everybody who showed up. I'm sorry we keep having these issues. I'm gonna figure this thing out. I think we're gonna try Hangouts again next week, but we'll still be out here on YouTube, so you guys can come check it out. But I stream to other platforms this time, so that was the goal tonight, to try to do that. I streamed to 3 platforms concurrently, so that was the goal tonight. But yeah, shout outs to everybody who joined us this evening. Simpson, Jay O'Malley, Terrence, Darren, thank y'all for dropping in, keeping it live in the chat. We love it. Now the chat is actually visible on the screen, so your name is up there. It's gonna be published for folks, and man, we appreciate it. It's up there. I don't know if Scar can see it, but it is. So
no, because I got my video paused, so I hit no double speak.
Right. So but again, thank you everybody. Thank you so much. Also, Meef, thanks for the shout out, man. I mean, he hit us up on Twitter and he said that, you know, it was on October 11th. He said that he was driving home with a cop behind him for 1.5 miles. He wasn't speeding. What community sounds like. Stay open.